Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday week and a holiday weekend. We just had Christmas a few days ago and we got New Year's coming up. I want to talk about resolutions because we're getting ready to head into 2023. I can't believe this year has already flown right by. This really 2022 went by for me faster, I think, than any other year. Probably because I've been busy doing this and I love this. So thank you all for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But I wanted to talk about, some of the resolutions that people have going into, every new year. And I want you to add one to your list. Okay. Because everybody tries to diet and eat better and get healthier, right? These are all normal stuff, right? They're gonna clean out their closet. All the things that you should normally be doing anyway. I don't know why we do this, but there's one thing in particular I want you to add to your list this year of a resolution, something to do. And that's to be more pragmatic, right? To stop falling for a lot of this nonsense that we see on the internet and mostly like these self-help gurus. George Carlin had a great line back in the day where he said, "It's not self-help if you're listening to somebody else," right? If you're buying a book, a video, a DVD, an online course, it's not self-help, it's somebody else helping you. You're paying for somebody else to tell you what to do. And 9 out of 10 times you already know what to do. Most people that fail can't get out of their own way. They sabotage themselves. So focus more this year on listening to yourself because you know right from wrong. We inherently know these things. You were raised to know right from wrong. I have faith in the younger generations today, and they are what give me hope in with humanity going forward, is seeing the millennials, to see the Gen Zs on how smart they are and how adapt to society they are. That they're getting things in their 20s that people my age still haven't figured out. They're not falling for all the bogus scams, all the multi-level marketing schemes, the get rich quick overnight stuff. They're taking a pragmatic approach. They see nonsense, they realize it's nonsense, and they say, want nothing to do with that. I had a friend that I was talking to yesterday, a new friend of mine, and we'll call him an acquaintance. And they were telling me about how much they love Gary Vee. Now, I've never heard of Gary Vee. And I watch a lot of social media stuff. I watch a ton of YouTube. That's pretty much all I watch nowadays because there's nothing else on. So I get inspiration from a lot of YouTubers, a lot of you. And I'd never heard of this Gary Vee. So I did some research and I looked at his YouTube page. Now, this person has over 4 million subscribers. And you're thinking, pretty impressive, right? And that is, I mean, to have 4 million of anything, to have a million of anybody following you is pretty impressive until you start looking at things. Now, I talked about this months ago when I talked about the Duchess of York or the Duchess of Meghan Markle, right? About when she beat Joe Rogan is number one on Spotify. I was like, these numbers just don't add up. And I already talked about this. So if you want to go look at that past episode, it was about Joe Rogan and Meghan Markle. And I was just saying that the numbers don't add up. They don't make sense when you look at things. This Gary Vee, if you go to his YouTube channel, he's got 4 million subscribers. But all of his recent videos are like 23,000 views, 36,000 views. Now I look at things over like the last couple of weeks, couple of months. You can look at, yeah, what were they doing during the pandemic? I'm sure everybody's views went up during the pandemic. Everybody was at home. People had nothing better to do. So they were watching a lot of videos. And during that time, people were looking for side hustles or what another way to make income. So they probably fell prey to people like this Gary Vee, who just has the most nonsensical information and advice. It's not even advice. I don't know what I would call it other than that this is what happens, when these people get a platform somehow. And I don't know if it's their proximity to fame and people that they know that promote them. But just if you look at his YouTube page and see his 4 million subscribers and that all of his most recent views over the past couple of months, like I said, they're just all over the place. and maybe 2 of them exceed 100,000 views. And again, if you've got 4 million subscribers, you can't get your audience, you cannot capture 5% of your audience. Something's very wrong there. How did he get those 4 million subscribers? I mean, you can use tools like Social Blade, and you can look up anybody and see, what they're doing, if they're buying views, if this is organic growth. I don't want to get into all that mess, but just I'm telling you, like, there are so many of these charlatans out there, so many of these grifters that just want to separate you from your money. I've talked about this time and time again. That's all they're trying to do. They're preying on your weakness. They're preying on your desperation, that whatever nonsense they're peddling, you'll fall victim to. And a lot of people do. And unfortunately, it's most of the people that are closer to my age, which is sad because I don't know how. We grew up with all this nonsense. Before these people, we had the Tony Robinsons. We had we had all the gurus back in the 70s and 80s. And they were all exposed back then, right? So now when I'm seeing the younger generation, there's a great YouTuber out there, Fillion, young gentleman, just to see how much wisdom this guy has in his youth that I'm not seeing in people my own age and my own friends. When I watch Charlie White, Penguin Zio, you know, he's such a pragmatic person. That's why I love him. That's why his videos get millions of views. PewDiePie, Blair from the Illuminati. I mean, I could go on and on. And I see all these people and I see that they're young. They're younger. I mean, I'm 50, so they're younger than me. And I see hope. This really restores my faith in humanity when I see these younger people that are open-minded, their BS meter works. So they're able to see this nonsense. And so there's tons of videos out there dispelling, this Gary V. Yet I run into people that are, like I said, this person yesterday, it's like, oh no, he's the greatest thing. He's a genius. Like, really? What you're doing hasn't been working. This spray and pray mentality in life with anything. Just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That worked in the 70s. That worked in the 80s. But things have changed. And if you don't change, if you don't adapt to how things are today, or see what the future holds, to be able to, to know this is the next thing that's coming down the pipeline, that's what makes people successful, is they have the foresight to see what's happening and get into it. The people that invest early into something that's going to grow. That's where success comes from. People that work hard, and even people that don't work hard, get successful. So you can't have this, one thing suits everybody mentality for success. And that's what a lot of these gurus do. The one thing I'm saying will work for all of you. And if it didn't work, you did it wrong. And that's BS. You can't even do that with health. You can't do that with nutrition. Some people don't need to eat sugar. Something about my body, the more sugar I eat, the faster I burn weight. It's the weirdest thing. Is it because I'm from Hershey, Pennsylvania? Or is my DNA changed to where that works for me? I'm not the only person that does that. How many of you out there drink coffee at night and you sleep soundly? I'm one of those people, right? So not everything is the same for everybody. Success isn't the same for everybody. All of this is different. If you think of the generational, Fortune 500 companies, like take Marriott, JW Marriott didn't have the spray and pray mentality. He didn't have this, hustle culture mentality. It was, I want to make great hotels that people want to come back to. What Ray Kroc did with McDonald's. I want to make, not 50,000 hamburgers. I want to make one hamburger and make it the best hamburger, the best fries, the best fountain sodas, the best, that's what made these companies successful. And even whenever McDonald's started a franchise, Ray had a problem with, different places, different restaurants making their own things. He had one restaurant on another side of town making fried chicken. And I was like, nah, this is not how we do things. This will not lead to success. We need to make one thing good and be the best at that one thing. I've talked about this before. This is why Pizza Hut doesn't make hamburgers. They make pizza. Be good at the one thing that you know that you're good at. Excel in that thing, perfect that thing, and that will lead to your success. You could look at Phil Knight with Nike and what made that company what it is. You know, just this hustle culture nonsense is just that, it's nonsense. So going into 2023, take all that, take all that information about look at these big companies and how did they succeed versus somebody like Elon. Because I know everybody's going to leave stuff in the comments about what about Elon? What about this? Yeah. Would Elon have his money if he didn't have the support of the government? A lot of the government loans, a lot of the government backing and the financial backing that he's gotten from grants from the government. I don't know. I can't tell you one way or another. A lot of this stuff is luck with these people. But when you're taking advice from somebody who's not successful, not what I consider to be successful. Like I said, I mean, this guy's got 4 million subscribers and his videos are getting 20,000 views. Something's wrong with that. Like, just do a little detective work, do the math, be a little pragmatic. Take your blinders off, take your rose-colored glasses off. So many people have been tainted by these gurus. And this is how people fall into cults. They fall for these schemes. They said if I bought these NFTs, I'd become a millionaire. We've seen how all this works out. I was looking around on TikTok the other day, and there's a young girl named Allison Green. Yeah, I'll put the links to these people's channels on TikTok and YouTube in my description. Allison's a young lady. She's a Domino's pizza delivery driver. She has been chronicling her deliveries, and they're fantastic. She says, like, okay, this is my first delivery. This is how much they paid. This is how much I got on the tip. And she's chronicling her experiences being a delivery driver. This girl is going to go places. If you watch her TikTok videos, they are so inspirational because it's just her everyday mundane life. And she's getting a ton of views. Where this girl will probably hopefully get success is that somebody at Domino's corporate's going to see this and say, we need to add this girl to our social media team. She gets it. She knows what she wants to do. She's doing a great job of it already. She works for our company. We need to move this girl up into corporate position. Look at what she's already doing with this small TikTok channel and how fast it's growing and how inspiring she is. The people that leave her comments love her mentality at such a young age. I don't know what her age is, but it's like 40-year-old wisdom in a 20-year-old body. So that inspires me. You people inspire me. I look at the analytics. I see who's watching this. I look at the age ranges. That's why I love talking to you. So why I say I try to be fun Uncle John. I get you because I was where you were. And it was the thinking that the way that I was raised that taught me the success that I've had in life. So I just try to pass that on to you. And it also reminds me, hey, practice what you preach. So going into 2023, if I could impress upon you to do anything with your life, it would be to be more aware, have more situational awareness of a nonsense. Stop listening to this garbage. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. We know this, right? This is tried and true methods. Learn from other people's failures, learn from other people's mistakes. These people aren't successful. This Gary Vee talks about how he swallows gum because he doesn't want to waste a tenth of a second and throwing it away. This is not somebody you should be listening to. These people are idiots. But somebody platformed them. Somebody has gotten their numbers up. Somebody has made these people think that, hey, they like what I have to say. Now that I've seen so many channels that are out there discrediting this guy, I'm like, oh, okay, good. Thank God. Thank God a lot of people are realizing this is nonsense. So I have hope. I have faith. And it's because of you guys. So listen, this weekend's going to be New Year's Eve, this coming Sunday. So happy New Year. I wish all of you health and prosperity and happiness. And so just work on that. I work on it every day to try to guard myself from the nonsense and the BS out there. So I'll talk to you after the new year. So come back and I will see you next week. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care.